Right, this is a very quick walk around video. This is for a Nissan 350Z and this is the GT4 limited edition car. Absolutely stunning looking vehicle. I don't normally do my videos here, but they've decided to do some roadworks close to where we are, so there's a lot of background noise, so hence I've come here today. So just go around the car for you. So it's in beautiful condition, this car. It's not without marks. We're looking at a 12-year-old car here, but it's in really super order. But I'll go around it for you. Obviously it's got the Turismo body kit, as you can clearly see here. So it's got some polish on the bumper there, just get rid of that a second. But all the bumpers, again, very nice order. Very little stone chipping. In fact, remarkably free. There's the odd one or two there, but not many indeed. Bonnet really clean and tidy. Only the odd very minor mark on there. Near side of the vehicle, if I just squat down there, it's pretty much mirror smooth, and the panel work is absolutely stunning. Pardon me. Really lovely there. Near side front alloy and Brembo brakes, you can see through there as well. Alloy is generally very good, but as you can see there on the outside, near side front alloy of course always takes the pain. You have got a bit of curbing on there. Panel work down this side, all really clean and crisp. And rear alloy is really lovely. That isn't curbing, by the way, that's just paste from when they put the new tyres on the back. You've got a brand new set of Michelin tyres in the back of the car. And the back as well, it's just beautiful indeed. Offside of the vehicle, again, really clean and tidy. There was one tiny little dimple dent, which I'll find you in a minute. Pinprick size, it's tiny, but I will point it out to you. We're in the near side alloy, again, new tyre, and just this tiniest little bit of curbing you can just see up there. But it's a very genuine vehicle. And then down this side, again, it's all really lovely. I don't know whether you can make it out, but just there, I'm not sure if they can just, hopefully you can see it, but it is minuscule, and that's the only dent I can see on the vehicle of any type. And then the alloy there in super order. Yeah, but the car externally is it really is in lovely condition. As I said, this is a video to give you a look around the vehicle. I don't ask people to rely on the video. We've all got different standards, and I know and I appreciate that. But this is for the age, mileage of the car, it is in very nice condition. Coming into the boot area of the car, it is quite extraordinary. It pretty much looks like brand new back here. All the carpeted areas, all the plastic areas, they look fresh, almost factory fresh. It is ludicrous just how I couldn't keep a car like this. I really couldn't. And I look after my car as well. But someone's been absolutely unbelievable in keeping this car in just beautiful condition. Interior of the car, if anything, is even better than the outside. It is extraordinary. I'm going to come to the first and only possible weak point, which is just on here. It's got a few little ring marks just on there, but they're tiny, but they are there. But the rest of it is absolutely remarkable. It really is. It's one of the cleanest interiors of any car you'll see, any mileage. It really is that good. Driver's door card, as with the other side, looks pretty much as new, in all honesty. Footwell area, again, all beautiful. That rubber mat, by the way, is just covering over the mat underneath it, just keeping it free from me rubbing sort of dirt and muck into it. But driver's seat is in super order. Very limited wear. The only wear you got, tiniest little bit on the bolster there, but it is very minor. So I sat inside the car now. Obviously engine's running, as it has been all the way through. Just to show you the front passenger seat there, again in exquisite condition. Dashboard itself, video does not do it justice. It's so clean, so fresh, free of any kind of silicone or any sort of anything to sort of try and tart it up to make it look better than it really is. It's just been kept in this wonderful condition. And just come over to the main dials. I've said I've got those little dials up on top there for oil pressure and amp meter or voltmeter, whatever you want to call it. Main instrument cluster here, 64,126 miles recorded, no warning lights, just low fuel light. Said, you know, very hard to find one as well kept as this anywhere. Really is beautiful. What should follow this video, or will follow this video in due course, will be a road test of this very car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a very rare beast indeed actually, and this is a Nissan 350Z, but this is the GT4 model, or Gran Turismo 4. Those that know the car well, probably an awful lot better than me, will know exactly what the difference between this and the standard 350. There's certainly more power. This one benefits obviously from the Turismo body kit as well. This particular car has done 64,119 miles, so very low mileage for its age, and it's registered LC05XCZ. The reason for the road test is we want customers to see our cars in operation prior to coming to see us. We feel it's very important. We've been on the receiving end of going to see cars where there's been issues which we weren't told about, and that can be very frustrating indeed. So that's why we do it. Brief background to this car: I actually did a video of this car a couple of weeks ago, and on the video, when I finished it, I wasn't 100% happy, and you know, I am absolutely honest. And whilst when I drove the car it seemed fine, when I drove it again I could just about feel a little bit of clutch slip. So subsequently, which is where the car's been for the last couple of weeks, it's now got a brand new clutch in the car. It was tiny, but it was there. So, you know, and as I said, we are very straightforward as a business. So if it's got to be done, as much as it's hurt us financially, and it clearly has, it's now all done. Also, it's had 2 brand new tyres on the back, Michelin's, to match the same brand as the front. So there's been plenty of money spent on this vehicle. We're not skimped. It's had a new MOT, it's been serviced. So as I always do in these videos, I'll go through the major mechanical bits of the car and just report back to you now as I find them. So starting with the engine, as I said, just serviced. It feels brilliant. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all, just low fuel light currently showing on the car, which I'll tend to by putting a drop of fuel in, I guess. But the engine is fantastic. It pulls like an absolute train, it really does. I had a 370Z GT, or GT Edition as they call them, and I have to say, you know, I miles prefer this car. The reason being, the new 370 rather, I just found it was too quiet. The engine noise was subdued and didn't make much of a noise at all. This is what cars of this type, in my opinion, should be about. It's not overly loud, but the engine noise, the noise it makes, is absolutely fantastic, and it adds to the drive of the vehicle, so you don't have to drive it like a lunatic to get up to high revs to get it to sound nice. It sounds nice straight away. An absolute belter of an engine, it really is. Pulls perfectly all the way through the rev range, exactly what you'd hope and expect from one. Very little point me talking about the clutch on the car, because it has been over now, it's brand new, so it's very smooth in operation. My point is exactly where it wants to be. But then that feeds through into the 6-speed gearbox. Great gearbox to use. It feels solid in your hand, easy to find the gears. Obviously it's got the advantage of going straight down into the box beneath, so rarely do you find, you know, linkage issues with them in terms of you know, when you're actually operating the vehicle, sort of selecting it, it all feels tight, crisp, well defined, but it's got a real nice weighting to it as well, which I really think is very important. Again, a car like this, if you've got a feather light gear lever, will just feel all wrong. This feels absolutely fantastic. It really, really does. Steering of the car, absolutely solid as rock, sweet, tight, crisp, very quick to respond. Not nervous though, although it's quick. It's not. Some cars, when they get, when they're quick, especially over the bumps, they can have a real nervousness about them. This doesn't have that. It feels really nice on the helm, well bolted down. The whole chassis. Again, I really prefer it to my 370. I've got to be honest. I do tend to prefer old school, in all honesty. But they kind of try and make things too refined these days. That is a fantastic engine. It really is. As I say, suspension also very smooth, very quiet. One thing we did find, again on the test drive when I did it originally, I could just about hear a tiny little faint, not knocking, but it was not far off. You could just hear something that didn't seem as smooth as it should. It was just a little anti-roll bar, little drop link on the front there. So that's actually been changed as well, so we've done that. So absolutely no noises coming from the suspension of the vehicle. And whilst the handling is taut, sharp, beautifully damped as well, very, very well done. It's actually, say comfortable would be wrong, but it's not uncomfortable at all. It's very, very compliant. It rides the crests, sharper bumps very well indeed. Not as well as a Lexus or something like that, which is, out and out sort of luxury car. This is designed for its purpose. And it's it does it beautifully well, but you could do long trips in this without any problems at all. Brakes on the car, lovely solid brake pedal on the car, big Brembo brakes on the vehicle, nice and solid underfoot. There's no vibrations or pulsing from the brake pedal at all, and when you hit the brakes you're going down dead straight and true as well. Also, as I'm driving along, legal limits, it's actually sort of reasonably quiet. It's not that noisy at all. Most of the kind of the wind noise, road noise, engine noise is actually quite well suppressed. But also suggests that kind of windscreen seals and door seals are all in good order, because there's no wind hiss coming into the vehicle either. Looking around inside the car, it is in absolutely sensational condition in here. Beautifully built. It's not a hint of a squeak or rattle. But people who've owned this car have kept it in quite astonishing condition. I mean, it really is superb here. All very, very original. As I say, the only mark on the car on the inside is a couple of little ring marks on the silver door pull there. But that's really about it. Everything else is in stunning condition. Very nice, easy places to operate the car from. You've got the information you need is what you get, which is what I like. Obviously, being a sports orientated vehicle, in fact, very much so, you've got this lovely big, bold, easily read rev counter directly in front of your line of sight. So if you're driving on, pressing on, or do what you're doing, you can sort of keep your revs, an eye on your revs at all time, because it does rev up very quickly indeed. But all the gauges working exactly as they should. Temperature gauge at maximum operating temperature now, it's only running at a third on the temperature gauge, which is again where it should be on one of these cars. But it's a wonderful car. It is, in my personal opinion, we sell or buy and sell lots of what's now perceived to be modern classics, and there are other cars kind of on the cusp of becoming those as well. And this has all the right credentials to benefit from that. It's in, my personal opinion, it's in the best colour for this limited edition vehicle. Because it's limited edition, it's got a real collectability to it. There's only a handful of them made. which sort of reduces the numbers that are available as well quite clearly. But it's also, as I said, low mileage, wonderful ownership and history. Hold on a second. Excuse me 1 second. Right, lorries coming through. Yeah, I mean it ticks pretty much every box you'd want from a, you know, for a future modern classic. And you know, so with such a low mileage for its age, it's also got the right options on the car. You know, the Turismo body kit, you know, it's not just boy racer look, it's got a real appeal to it visually. But it will also be, you know, the one that people want when they basically want to invest their money in the car in future years. You know, there's no guarantees in life, but we've seen it. We've seen cars which, you know, you can hardly believe they've become modern classics, but they have, and they're creating, you know, they're appreciating very quickly. And you know, this one, I think, for a few years will continue to go down slightly, but then kept in good condition with nice mileage, I think it's just going to skyrocket. But I could be wrong. But it's got heritage to it, which is very important to these things. But the point of the video is, as much as anything else, is to show you the car in operation, pick on any faults that there might be on the car, and I can't find anything. Air conditioning is pumping out ice cold air. Everything works that should work perfectly on the vehicle that I've pressed, and it's in, as I said, quite extraordinary condition inside. Clearly, obviously, if I've missed anything on the video, then you know, don't hesitate. Do give us a call, and you know, we'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may well have about the car.